Hi, and welcome to a festival special of Foodocracy Kitchens. And this is a Bihu episode, and we've got Sanjukta Dutt joining us from Guwahati. And welcome, and first of all, very, very happy Bihu to you, Sanjukta.
And a very, very happy Bihu to you too, Kalyan. Thank you so much for having me here today.
It's an absolute pleasure. So Sanjukta is a very interesting person. So she's an entrepreneur and in Guwahati, and in fact, she's been quite recognized for her work in as an entrepreneur. And she's also I don't know whether I should call her a food ambassador of Assam. She also writes about food, shares content. She does cooking workshops on food. She talks about Assamese food, and her I think one of her biggest passions is to tell people what Assamese food is really all about, and not just the cliches around it. So I remember when we went to Guwahati, she very kindly took me out for breakfast, and then when she came to Mumbai, I took her for breakfast, and we went to Candies down the corner. She's also got a very sweet kid, and or she might not agree he's that sweet. But yes, but Sanjukta, since you're talking about your son, let's go back to your childhood memories of Bihu. Was it any different from
Yeah,
the way it is now?
absolutely. Remarkably different, starkly different, no? So we grew up in this place in a small town called Dibrugarh, which is pretty known as the tea city of Assam. So we have the highest number of tea states around that district. So I was born and raised in a tea garden, and we would be looking forward to our new year, this Bihu particularly. We have three Bihus, and this is one Bihu that we would be looking forward to. Number one is because we get to go to our Nanihal, our Aita Ghar, which is in a village which was about 2 hours drive from the place that we lived in.
So
And
what is
the
what is Ida heard?
Aita
What does
Ghar is
Ida?
our Nanihal. Aita means nani or dadi.
Oh, so
You
so
know,
maternal grandmom.
yes,
So
yes,
like for us
yes.
Bengalis, Didima or Didu. Okay, great, awesome.
Yes. So Aita Ghar was a must during our Rongali Bihu celebrations, and we would be just looking forward because we would just break out from our schools and rush to our Aita Ghar and get spoiled there because no one would stop us
Pampered.
from playing. And this was something that I used to look forward to, and I miss it now. And I see my kids growing up, the schedules changing, and the way we celebrate our festivals have changed so much. So this is one thing that probably if I could just give them as a gift, as a Bihu gift, I would want to give them this emotion of rushing to your Aita Ghar to celebrate Bihu, where all your mamas and the
Yes.
cousins and the extended families would be waiting for your visit. And it would be a whale of a time, party time, because everything was so luscious and green, and we would just be on the fields waiting for the best of the fruits to be plucked from the trees, and this is how we would pass our day.
So in Bengali, there's a
Apart,
phrase. In Bengali, there's
hmm,
a phrase. I don't know if there's an equivalent in Ahomi, which is "mamar bari rabdar." So, like you said, that
hmm,
you get spoiled silly by your mamas and
totally.
granny and
Yes,
yes,
and I
go
think
ahead,
this
go
is
ahead.
the reason why we would all look forward to going to our mama ghar, the mama bari, and we'd be spoiled silly by our aita, kokka, and our mamas and the extended families. And I think this is one thing that attracted us the most as children, and the essence of the spirit of Bihu, I think, is you can just define it by the enthusiasm we as youngsters would have. We would look forward to this festival like anything. So now when I compare and see, things have changed. We no longer make pithas, the delicacies that we make during Bihu, the way I used to see my aitas and my mummies and my kuris and bormas. So would sit together as a community, come together as a community in a built, in a small built up kitchen, and start making these pithas after dark. So these would be like after dinner activities where all the
Oh,
ladies of the house would sit together on the floor with a small chulha kind of a thing made
yes.
especially to make these pithas. And there would be a big iron griddle somewhere in the middle of the room, and there would be ladies sitting across and would be making these pithas, chat, gossip, and that is how the entire night they pass through, by making pithas for the next morning. So I remember that, you know, the time, that the yummy time has come in, because the whole entire neighborhood would be filled with those aroma. You know,
Yes.
that is so difficult to find right now. I'm sure the rural Assam still has this glory, and they need to be so proud about it. But somewhere down, you know, our busy lives and urbanization and rapid development, we have lost these little small things in life that we so long to now go back to.
I could completely visualize it, because I remember as a kid, I used to go to my
Yeah.
Mamar Bari, which was in Calcutta, but in the suburbs. And my Didu, my Aida, would make pithe during Sankranti, you know, and in the evening, you know, seeing her sort of take out that white liquid, which is the rice flour batter, and then, you know, putting it on the pan, and then seeing it form, and putting the grated coconut, and then, you know, she would roll it to make the pati shapta. And she's born in Dhaka, and there's a lot of similarity between, you know, East Bengal and Assam. In fact, when I've had the food in Guwahati again and again, the food of Guwahati, the plains, you know, the tengas and the vegetarian dishes and the dals and all that, it tasted so much of the food of my grandmom's house. And my mom, who's in her mid 70s, she's written about, you know, memories of going to her grandmom's house and everyone getting together and making the pitha. So it's almost like the same story, and I can imagine why you say that you miss it, because it's almost like gives you goosebumps. So I
Yes.
remember also going to the Taj Vivanta in Guwahati with you for breakfast, and the baidos, the, you know, making the
Very
pithas
cute pithas.
there,
Yes.
and the various types. What other food? Like, I remember you said fruits to be plucked. So what are the fruits during this season? Or
So
during
it's, you know, whatever we grow here becomes sour. You know, this is one place, I know something is there in the soil that turns everything sour. So we are looking at, what I'm talking about, the fruits, is that we pluck our you know, the gooseberries, you know, the jujube is now something that is right there, and you know, we're just plucking it down from the trees. Then we have these governors plum. It's a very interesting type of a plum that we just have to roll it in between our plum. It becomes plumpy and soft and, you
wow,
know, mushy,
yeah,
and then we put it in our mouth, you know. So it's a blast of sour and sweet fruit in our
tanginess.
in our mouth, and there's a lot of, and then we have these you know, the grapefruit here, we just tear it open and then we are consuming it. Then we have the jackfruits that are just about to ripe, you know, that is again used while making our pithas and all, flavoring the pithas. So these are the you know, the local fruits that I'm talking about. Then we have different types of lime that we just, you know, chop it and, you know, mix it with salt and some chilies, and then, you know, just consume it. So these are some things that, though it is there in the market, available in the market, but the fun of all the cousins coming together, and you know, and chopping it all in a probably in a, you know, in a plate with some rough salt into it, and then, you know, having fun and sitting in a you know, in a paddy field and consuming it, having it with you know, with your friends and your relatives. I think the whole idea is to just come together and enjoy whatever Mother Nature has given, you know. So I think the whole process of it is so nostalgic. So even if you're having a humble jackfruit, I think the whole everyone coming and sitting together makes it so rich, you know. It's enriched
And the
with memories.
stickiness of the,
Yes.
yeah, and you know, the fingers getting sticky. And I remember from my childhood in Calcutta that you know, and I was in a co-ed school, the girls seem to enjoy the khatta more, you know, the cools and the you know, the pickles, or even the raw mango, and then the, you know, that star fruit sort of thing. Is that a universal truth? Is it that the girls enjoy this more than the boys?
No, I think this is just a conspiracy where the girl takes the best of the sardines, and, you know, we just have to show it to the world that, you know, the girls are so fond of, you know, sardines. But, you know, one of my cousin, he beats us any day. You know, he can beat us when it comes to sour fruits, he'll be just consuming everything. So we used to call him a sour termite. He'll be just chopping at everything. So yeah, I mean, I have seen boys equally consuming sour fruit as girls, but I would like to take those brownie points. Yeah, why not? Girls can take all the best of everything.
Yes, and still keep smiling. So there are a lot of
Yeah.
interesting traditions around this particular Bihu. So why don't you tell us a bit about that? That what is the Bihu called? What is happening today? What is happening tomorrow? And when should we wish you happy Bihu?
So Bihu, this Bihu is Rongali Bihu or Bohag Bihu. Bohag, as in the month that falls now, is Bohag month. Hence Bohag Bihu. Rongali Bihu is because everything is green, luscious, and it's vibrant. Hence Rongali with the name that wrong along with it. And this Bihu is our New Year, and we being an agrarian, society mostly. And this is the time when the agriculture work starts.
Okay.
We start plowing our fields because we'll look forward to rains, and we will be starting with our plowing season, and then the saplings would grow, and then we start seeding the fields. So before this, we worship our cattle, the cows, the buffaloes that we have in our homes, who will be helping us in plowing. So we start with this, and since it's a lunar calendar that we follow, and hence it's our New Year in this month of April. And the first day, that is on the 14th, that is today, mainly in villages and in societies where we still rear cattle, people take all the cattle out to the nearest pond or to the river and give them a bath, feed them with vegetables like loki, brinjal, and then there's a lot of fun activities that happens around that area where the cattle are being washed. They've been given new ropes that we tie them with the entire year. And then after this, there's community fishing happening. There would be community people coming together in open fields, dancing. There would be orchids. There would be competitions like who would be plucking the best of the orchids, to be placed in their loved one's head. So these are the things that happens on the 14th. And apart from that, simultaneously, the Bihu delicacies, the pithas, our siras, our doughs, which is our curd, which is our jaggery and cream, and everything are being in place because this is what we will be consuming for breakfast. And this I'm talking about.
Sorry to interject. Can you just to a larger audience also explain what pithas are? Siras, of course, the beaten rice, and dahi, like you said, is curd.
Yes.
But can you just explain what pithas are to people?
Pithas are our delicacies. These are our, this is something that we identify ourselves as a community, as a larger community. So pithas are mainly made of rice, the various types of rice that we find here in Assam, mostly the sticky variety, which is the bora rice. Now it is again, that comes out from a harvest, now put in the granary, taken out during Bihu, and washed thoroughly, sun-dried, and then pounded, hand pounded, not put in a mixer grinder that we conveniently do as of now, because it takes away the stickiness and the flavors are gone the moment you make a pitha. But then, these are found ready-made, so people just have to go to the nearest market and grab a packet of pithas now and, show it to people who have come here, our travelers, our guests, or anyone like if I have friends visiting in who would take the pain of pounding rice powder and then making it into a batter and then fry it for our friends and family. So we find it more convenient now going to shops. But however, the traditional methods are to pound it, hand pound it, and then sieve it so that you get the finer powder underneath, and then it is made into a batter. We sweeten it by using jaggery, that is the best form of sweeteners. But apart from that, people use bananas, people use jackfruit, sugarcane juice. So these things are used that are available here in Assam, parts of Assam, and then it's deep fried and made into pithas. So that is one type of pitha that I spoke about, is ghila pitha. Now the second type of pitha that is made, it's actually roasted in a griddle, stuffed with jaggery and coconut and till. These are the variations that you stuff your pitha with, and just fold it like that. Now mind you, because we're talking about sticky pitha, sticky rice, it has a lot of gluten in it, so you don't need anything else, no oil needed, nothing. So you just have to fold it and flatten it, and then it becomes your pitha, which is very similar.
It's almost like a cigar. It's almost like a long cigar.
You roll it like a cigar. Yes. But that's how we consume our pithas. So again, pithas are very our delicacies. We have coconut, so you will see coconut laddus, coconut stuffed pithas. These are the things.
So we call coconut laddus naru in Bengal.
Naru.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
You call it naru as well? Ladu with an L.
Ladu.
Okay.
Laru, yes. Laru, loskora, laddu, a lot of things, a lot of things have just penetrated into our culture.
Lucy happens? Does Lucy happen, Lucy? Yes.
It is happening today. It's happening today. So we will be having Lucy. Yes. We'll be having Lucy with duck eggs, then our bora saul with fried with duck eggs. So these are our typical breakfasts that will continue throughout the whole day. So whoever visits us,
all day breakfast.
Kind of food that an Assamese household would generally, offer you.
And the duck egg would be what? Would it be like a kosher deem? Would it be like a thickish sort of onion curry paste sort of thing? Like we also have with luchi and kosher deem sort of thing.
Yes.
And then what else?
So these are the things that you will get on a Bihu day. And we generally avoid eating rice for lunch, because we're so stuffed with pithas and all, and then there's a lot of cream and curd and the flattened rice. And then we have our no cook rice, which is our kumal saul. We just have to dip it in some warm water, and it's cooked, it's softened. So these are the things that we consume on a daily basis. And then this is mainstream Assamese. Now if you look into tribal Ahom households, you will see that there's the amlori porwattu, which is the ant hives, the ant eggs being washed, cleaned, and then made it into a chutney. And they consume in the mornings of Bihu. So then there's pork and happening, this fish throughout the day. So these are the kind of food that you will see on a normal bohag Bihu day.
And so what is the turn which Bihu takes in urban cities like Guwahati and so on? Because now there won't be cattle worship, or you will not be able to climb up trees to pluck stuff. So is it like spent with family, or do people visit each other? Do you visit neighbors? I mean, of course, now it's in the pandemic, so probably there will be social distancing. But what is the essence of Bihu? How is it celebrated in the cities?
So it starts we begin our day with a bath, because the season is such that it attracts a lot of viruses and bacterial infections. So we started with a bath. We take a bath with our haldi and matima, which is the black lentil. We grind it, and then we take a bath with it, because again it says that taking a bath with these things will keep bacteria and other infections away. So it's medicinal. It has a lot of scientific implications. So we do that. We consume pitha. So pitha is bitter. We consume fried neem leaves. We just take it in, because it's again blood purifier, so it will purify our blood. That's what our ancestors say, because it is that time of the year wherein we have a lot of viruses happening around in the air, minus the COVID, but we had other ailments which is very peculiar and particular to this region. So there's a lot of poxes happening, a lot of measles that come out during this season, and there's a lot of dust around. So there are a lot of dust infections, which is very common in urban setup. So these are the things that we do. We take this bitter concoction, and then we rub our skin with turmeric. So these are the usual mornings. And apart from that, if we have an elder in the house, we go and seek blessings from the elder by offering a gamusa, we offer our elders a gamusa, and then we
So
have
this is the
a
gamusa.
yes. So it's very something which is very of high respect. We give it to people that we highly respect and highly regard them. And then we seek blessings from our elders, and then the youngsters would come in. If there are families living close by, they'll come in and they'll seek blessings. And this is when the exchange of our pithas happen. They come in, they consume the pithas, they have fun. This is when actually families come and meet together, especially in urban setups where we don't happen to generally socialize that much. These are the times when we all look forward to visitors and families coming in for lunch or or whatever particular time of the day that they get to. There would be people coming in and coming out. This is the time of the year when our doors are always open. So it's people walking in and walking out of our homes. So this is what actually an urban Bihu would look like. There's again shopping happening, because early morning we need to take out our shopping bags and go to our local market, get our vegetables and our fish, and then we prepare for the day. What are we gonna cook and all? So it's cooking, elaborate cooking happening all together. Mostly, I would always say that during Bihus, our kitchens practically become factories, because we are just cooking and there are people coming in and going out. So this is the usual scene during Bihu. Apart from that, people visit temples of whatever god they follow, and then whatever religious belief they have in. There are people visiting namghors. This is our the place of worship, Assamese people's place of worship. So we go and then we give a gamusa, which is a very particular gamusa, to the main to the centurium inside the namghor, and we call it a gukhai gamusa. So we change the gukhai gamusa on the 14th, that is morning. We change the old gamusa and we we give a new gamusa. So this happens with the people also. We exchange gamusas, we exchange hand woven handkerchiefs. Amongst the younger ones, we exchange pithas and sweets, and this continues throughout the whole month actually. In rural setup, it goes on for the month. In urban setup, yes, of course, we do not have that kind of time where we can, celebrate a festival so elaborately. So it has gone down, but then, we try and meet each other. We try and meet friends and families at least once a year. If we are meeting them, it's on the Bihu day.
Oh, wonderful! And also, I'm guessing that in Assam, it's such a there's such a beautiful mosaic, because, like you said, they're the mainstream Assamese of the plains. They're the tribal folks. Then there's a large Bengali population. There's a Marwari population in Guwahati, and now there are also people from other parts of the country who are there for economic things. So is also Bihu one where people from different communities get together of India?
Yes.
Like would
yes.
you be interacting with your friends and neighbors who might be from other communities on this day?
Yes, this is one festival which every single person of Assam, irrespective of the community they come from, religion they come from, all come together to celebrate, because this happens to be the biggest festival of Assam. So it's an inclusive festival. So everyone is celebrating some way or the other. I have Bengali friends who would invite me for their Bihu parties, So, and I think that is one beauty about such festivals, where everyone is so included. Then we have these huge fields wherein there's community dancing happening throughout the day. So you can just go in and participate in one of those activities. Either it's a game or dance. There's a lot of cultural activities happening where everyone is invited, everyone can be a part of it. But sadly, because of the pandemic, these things might not, we may not see it happen the way it used to happen. But then again, the whole spirit is that everyone just comes together as one identity, that is of Assamese identity, and then they celebrate this festival with full fervor. I think that is what Bihu is all about.
Yeah, and in a way, that's what the pandemic has done, is brought us together. So I'm a Bengali and in Mumbai, the other end of the country, and you're in Guwahati, and we are both, with our gamosas and celebrating Bihu. So I've got just a few minutes left, and I want to you've won this award also recently for being like an ambassador of Assam for the tourism authority, if I'm right. So
Yes.
would you like to take a couple of minutes to tell everyone what to you is the essence of Assam, and if you'd like to welcome people to come whenever we can come again. It's all
Of
yours for a
course,
couple of minutes.
this is one opportunity that I never miss. I always tell people that Assam is a place that you need to see it once for in your lifetime. This is one part of the country which needs everyone to come and see it for themselves, that what is wilderness all about, what is urbanization all about, what is adventure all about. And we have this mix of everything. And then we also need is to understand that the fact that Assam has so much to offer has not got a correct picture. But then let's not talk about that, but then show to the world what we can offer and what we have for them in the platter. So yes, it's the right time to visit Assam. It's the right it's a right place that you've chosen. And then again, it is so accessible to the rest of the neighboring states. And if you're visiting Arunachal, you have to cross through Assam. You're visiting Nagaland, you're crossing through Assam. You're visiting Meghalaya, you're crossing through Assam. So Assam being a gateway to the Northeast, I think it has somehow equipped itself to offer everything that a traveler of any sort, of any kind, if you are a family traveler, if you are an adventure traveler, if you're a solo traveler, or even if you're a female traveler, it has everything to offer to you. There are times when people ask me that, okay, all we know about Assam is that it's a land which only consumes pork and nothing else. And again, it's a very cliched story. We love our pork, but we love our herbs, we love our vegetables, we love our fruits, we love our fish. We have mighty Baba Brahmaputra flowing right in the middle, right through the entire region. So it has so much of interesting fish for us. So yes, we are that, and we have proudly ready to showcase all of it. We are breaking the monotony and the understanding, the popular understanding to Assam, that Assam is all about a particular protein. It's much more than that. If you're just looking for adventures, then yes, this is one place, where you can just do a lot of adventures. If you want to visit with your family, this is a family destination. And we speak any kind of language you want us to speak. So yeah, the only thing probably that now people need us to understand is that the ball is in your court. You need to come and see this place to believe it. I think I always tell my friends, you're looking for urban place, we have a city life. You want to do only tea, traveling for tea. So there is a scope where you can only travel for tea. You want to see only the wilderness of Assam. So it's a huge scope, you can't end it in a week. So we have that much of wilderness for you. We have forests for you. We have everything. So I think it's a good mix. It's a good potpourri of everything that a traveler seeks in. I think the only thing that we need is to see more and more domestic travelers coming to Assam and see it for themselves what we all are about.
Yes. So thank you, Sanjukta, for such a warm welcome to Assam. And I think what the pandemic has taught us is that as things recover and as we try to regain our lives, it's also about recognizing and respecting what we have around us and our domestic tourism. And you said people should see Assam at least once. Once has happened a couple of years back. I want to go back many times. But
your once is not enough, Kalyan. Your once is definitely not enough. There's so much for you to come and see. I think you need to keep coming to Assam, because I think somewhere Assam has, made you, a part of you has become Assamese by Assam. So
I'm going to have a separate alna or cupboard for gamosas from all my trips.
Gamosas, yes.
Yes, thank you. So here's wishing you and all our viewers a very, very happy Bihu. And this is New Year. So may the year which is coming up be like far more fabulous than we ever could have thought it would be. Thanks, Sanjukta.
Thank you so much, Kalyan, and happy Bihu to everyone.
Thank you.